Today we learned about adding with regrouping. It is important when working with your child or any child that you use the proper terminology so that it's the same at home and at school. The terms that we're focusing on are base 10 blocks, which will refer to both of these blocks. The rod is just your group of 10 and your unit is your group of 1. Sum refers to the answer of any addition sentence or addition problem. And regroup is when we have 10 ones and we're going to group them together to become a rod instead of 10 individual units. To practice this, we're using the interactive notebooks by the Teacher's Clubhouse. So all credit for this worksheet is going back to her. So on this, we're going to use a paper clip and a pencil for our spinner. We'll put our pencil inside, spin our paper clip to get our number that we will add. So here it tells us we're going to start with these, and now I've spun that we're adding 7. I'm just going to write 7 there so that I don't forget what I've spun. Then I'm going to draw 7. So I'm going to draw 7 unit cubes. We don't worry about them being as fancy as the printing book, just normal squares are perfect. Then I need to figure out what number I've started with. So I have 3 groups of 10, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So I know that that is 35. I'm going to just write this here so that I can see what number I've started with. For this activity, I've only allowed the kids to have 10 units, and just because of the way the sheet is, they have 5 rods. So I'm going to build my 35 that I'm starting with for my first problem. So I know that I need 1, 2, 3 rods and 5 ones. So now I can see that this is 35. Then I'm going to look at how many units I have left over. I have 5 units left over. That tells me that if I add 5 more units, then I'm going to need to regroup for a rod. I'm going to look at what I have spun to add. I can take 5 units out of here. So I'm going to circle those so that I have that visual reminder of which ones I'm able to take out. When I take those 5 and add them to this 5, I'm going to regroup. So I'm going to take all my units off my workspace and leave my 10s. I can easily see now that I need 2 more units still to add my total 7. So I'm going to put my 2 units. Now I've found my sum, so I'm going to draw it in my answer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rods and 2 units. Again, we don't expect the kids to draw out the rods with the 10 little squares, just the lines are going to tell them that that's a group of 10. So now I know that if I have 10 rods and 2 units that I have a sum of 42. Now it's asking if I regrouped. I can see that I took these 5 to add over here, so I know that that means I regrouped those units to create a rod.